best use of our time. So, team, it's hard to believe, but it's December 1st already. So much has happened in the last couple months that it almost seems like a blink of an eye. But really wanted to get together today to do our final town hall of the year and just recap a lot of good things that have been going on. Take some time to wrap up Home Care Month because that seems like that went in a blink of an eye, too. But also want to just give a quick shout out to our home care committee month. That they did such a phenomenal job, and want to recognize Vinny, Christina, Kathy Maniak, Karen Akrish, Nicole, Jeff, Melanie, and Joe Green. This small but mighty group did a lot of things during the month, and we're going to recap at the end of this meeting today. We're going to do 9 basket drawings. And at the end of the presentation, Christina has taken some pictures of those baskets, and so it'll be a nice way to honor all the team members. So what we do is at the end, we've got a spinner wheel, and I'll show that, and each of our team members has an assigned number, and we'll spin the wheel to do a random drawing. So that'll be a nice way to recap. Before we get into that, and Christina, thank you. I just want to go over some of the accomplishments that we've done through the year. And when Ariel and I were putting together the agenda for the meeting today, we really were intentional, I'm sorry, about what we were going to talk about today. And we wanted to keep it light and focused on our team members. What we really didn't want to spend a lot of time on was Epic, and just kind of give everyone a breather from all the great work that you've been doing during this transition time. So we're really, I believe this is day 63 of Epic. And the team, you've all just done such an incredible job. We've taken a product that we really didn't know much about, and really the extent of learning and the education and really the awesome partnerships that we've created throughout the departments, and just the peer-to-peer shouldering just to support one another, really trying to maximize the amount of what we get out of the Epic tool. And I really do believe it's a good product. And I think for most of you that I've talked to, believe that as well. And each day that we learn about it a little bit more, I think it just will become ingrained that this is really the foundation of care that we're going to build on. But besides Epic, I wanted just to take a minute and just go over some of these accomplishments because it's really, it tells a story. And the first thing I really wanted to note here is just our patient satisfaction star rating. There was an October refresh for the from CMS, and our patient satisfaction star rating went from a 3 up to a 4. And it might not seem like adding 1 star is a big deal, but it really is. And it really goes along with our performance or our patient experience committee. They've done some tremendous work this year, and these are really the results of that committee. And again, the engagement, you're the frontline staff of everything we do to really enhance the patient's care. So really congrats to all. So as of October 25th, we were able to increase that. And I know Dr. McGarrian had mentioned that at his town hall a few weeks ago. And really, we were excited to share that news with him because we had just found out the day before he came out to home care. So that was great to show. We do have an active Medical Mutual of Ohio program, which is through our remote patient monitoring, and under Tricia McAtange's group under specialty. We've been growing that program, and we've had 83% growth over the last year. And that had a real slow start. We were having 3-4 patients maybe join a month, if that. And as October, we were able to hit 36 patients. So again, expanding our umbrella to what we do and care for. So I'm anxious to see what November's numbers are going to look like. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about finances a little bit, but we've cleaned up our bad debt expenses. And for our PCR, which is our pre-claim review for Medicare, we've decreased that balance by 43%. And that's from the end of 2022. And also some of our Medicare balances, we have some old buckets, what we call them, which is over 365 days. We've decreased that by 79%. And I think we can all appreciate in today's economy that every penny that we earn in revenue that we could put into the bank and keep the business viable is so important. So again, recognizing everyone's efforts for that. In tandem with our strategic health partners and patient experience, we've surpassed those standards over the last 5 quarters. And you think about those quarters, being dovetailing into COVID. But we had this on our accomplishment list way before the star rating change, but this really goes hand in hand with that. As far as keeping patients safe, we've had a 35% decrease in medication events so far in 2023. Again, I think that's only going to be enhanced by Epic and being able to see orders and what the real-time medications are. And finally, our enhancement with our recruitment and retention efforts, and really developing our mentoring and preceptor programs. Christina and Trana and Karen Akrish have done an incredible job with the mentoring and preceptor programs. And just to throw some numbers out, we've got routine team members that are constantly doing preceptorships with different colleges. So we hosted 16 rehab staff members and 24 nursing staff members. Out of those, we were able to convert 2 of those therapy positions into home care, and an additional therapist went down to Cleveland Medical Center. So we need to stop and pause and just take a look at the work that we've done all year. I know we kind of get caught into the day-to-day of what's going on, and it seems like we're really not making progress. But again, kudos to everyone, because everyone plays a big part in our accomplishments for the year. So thank you. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go into our recognition time here. And again, just really denoting some of our outstanding employees. When we look to recognize people, it's really hard because we've got so many people that do so many great things. So for the next 5 categories that I'm going to go over, winners will have their picture and the nameplate added to our wall board here in the main office. Winners will receive 10,000 UH Appreciate points, and thank you, Christina, for denoting that. It's equal to a $50 gift card. And the nominees that have been brought forward, you're going to receive 2,000 UH Appreciate points, and that's going to be equal to $10 gift card. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we've got an Outstanding Team Member of the Year, and this award acknowledges the efforts and commitment of a non-clinical team member who has demonstrated excellence in caring and contributing to the success of UH Home Care by embodying the mission and vision statements and upholding the values of UH. And the Team Member of the Year is given to an employee who routinely goes above and beyond, who demonstrates excellence in their role and functions as an integral and contributing member of the healthcare team. And we had 1 nomination for this category, and the winner goes to Larita Rampadaret. And Larita works in our authorization department under Sylvia Stoudemire. So congrats, Larita. Nicely done. Our second award is going to go to the Outstanding Operations Rookie of the Year. And this is an award given to the first non-clinical employee who routinely goes above and beyond. This is an enthusiastic team member who contributes quality, energy, and ideas as a new member of the home care team. We had 3 nominees this year, and the first one is Melanie Hardnett. She's our administrative assistant, and we can see her shining face in the morning when she's at the front desk. We have Samantha Costra Belknap, and she's one of our PSCs on our East Market. And Rana Forecash Appleby, who is one of our clinical care coordinators for our Central Market. And the winner for our Outstanding Operations Rookie is Melanie Hardnett. Melanie, congratulations. All right, our next Outstanding Case Manager of the Year. And this is given to any case manager who routinely goes above and beyond, who demonstrates excellence in their role and functions as an integral part of the healthcare team. And, with the case management assignment, these are usually 30 plus patients that they're overlooking at any one given time. Um, all of our nurses, great candidates, and we had three top nominees. We had Christy Rush, who's one of our registered nurses from our West Market. Elizabeth Seidel, I know it says RN Central, but she's actually from our East Market, and Deb Walsh, also from our East Market. And the winner of our Outstanding Case Manager is Elizabeth Seidel. Liz actually works out in our Ashtabula area. When she's not caring for patients, she's usually driving to their homes. So she can have a good 45 minutes to an hour drive out in those rural areas. So Liz, thank you for all you do. The next one is our Outstanding Clinical Rookie of the Year. And again, when we're looking at these team members, we had two nominees this year. And we've got Christiana, who's our RN on our East Market, and Joseph Yanner, who's our PT on our East Market as well. And the winner of the Clinical Rookie of the Year is Joseph Yanner. Joe, thank you for all the work that you do. Great job. And our Outstanding Professional of the Year had another two great candidates. For those of you that are familiar with Dan Keller, he's our occupational therapist on the West Market, very active in a lot of our groups and committees and contributes a lot to to the success through those committees. And also Phyllis Cash, and who's our assistant market manager, really active in many of our groups, spearheading a lot of our committees, helping to oversee a lot of our Epic transition. And the winner of our Professional of the Year is Dan Keller. Dan, congrats on the Professional of the Year. Wonderful job. All great candidates. All right, team. I'm going to go ahead and transition into our employee engagement survey. And for those of you that remembered, late this summer, we ended up doing a employee engagement survey and wanted to take a few minutes today to go over the results. Now, I've got many more slides in here that I'm not going to go over just due to time constraints, but I listed out each individual category so that when we post this on the DWP, we want to be transparent as we can with the results, because these are a driving factor of our performance improvement to address some of the issues that were brought forward. So those will be available once Christina posts those on the DWP this week. So this scorecard here is just our executive summary. I'm going to spend a few minutes here detailing. We actually had a 53% return rate, which is about 142 employees that participated in the survey. If you can see from under the response right there, my data view, that's under my category, but it's for home care and it encompasses all of our departments. If you look to the right of that with the little house above organization, as a system, there were over 16,000 responses that were provided back to about 52%. So we were right in line with what the system did. A little over half of our team members chose to participate in the survey. Again, this survey is really designed to get your input. So, for future surveys, if you didn't get a chance to participate, I would recommend that you would do it. It doesn't take too long. And again, we want to make sure that your voices are heard. Proud to report out. Oh, Christine, if you can just go back. Thank you. I'll work off this slide here. We had 80% satisfaction, which I think, given some of the numbers I've seen throughout the organization, it's a really strong number. Is there opportunity for improvement? Absolutely. But as you look at the category results and they kind of ticker down, clarity of direction, 86%, and then the engagement of the index, those will list down words to where we are at a continuous improvement, and I'll touch on that in just a few minutes. But again, I think overall, when we're looking at a holistic score benchmarked against the entire system, I think we had some strong comments here. So if we look in the middle category here, what were our top five scoring questions? The first one was, I have the opportunity to do challenging work. If anybody says that home care isn't challenging, I'd like to speak to you. But 93% of our team members feel that that they have challenging work to do. As a benchmark to the organization, their result was only 85%, so we were 8% above the system benchmark. Our second top scoring was, I know what's expected of me. We were at 91%. So again, clarity in the message of the care that needs to be delivered and how to do that. So that came in pretty strong. At 89%, most of our team members feel that they can be themselves at work. We want you to be yourself at work. We want you to enjoy your time here. We spend a lot more time at work sometimes than we even do with our families. So very important. I would like to be working at the organization 1 year from now. 87%, that's really a strong rating given, again, where the economy is, a lot of uncertainties that are going on in the world these days, but it's nice to project that the majority of our team members are looking to be here. As a system, UH in whole, only 80%, so we were 7% above that benchmark. And our fifth top scoring question was, my work gives me a sense of personal accomplishment. Again, strong number at 87%, 3% above the benchmark for the system. And really, I think many of us got into the healthcare field because we want to help people. We enjoy working with people. So there should be a sense of accomplishment that gives us a driving force throughout the day. So the next five is our bottom five scoring questions, and again, giving us opportunity of where we can improve. The first one, which was our lowest question here, benchmarked at 54%, there is effective cooperation across the organization. As we took a look at these numbers and talked about these in some of our markets, and again, as we get into our departments and our market meetings for the beginning of the year, we're going to be looking at some of these areas, and we'll get specific within your market. The numbers that I show here are our home care agency specifically, but you'll have different margin categories as you look in through your market and departments. And then the second one is, I am appropriately involved in decisions that affect my work. And we only ranked in about 57%. As a system, we were a little bit lower. The system ranked in about 63%, so we're about 6% lower than the overall. We've decided to work on this question or area specifically throughout each department and market. Because again, having your voice at the table, it's critical to the success of our organization. So we'll be doing more throughout the months. I hope that some of you are seeing some of the improved communication with Epic as we get to learn that tool, trying to use secure chat appropriately, in basket with the different pools, keeping the lines of communication open. So those are some of the first steps that we're seeing to help address that issue. At 62%, we have people are held accountable for their performance. And again, a little shift in our culture here, and I'll use this as a reference from Epic as well. But as we prepare and we go through our starts of care in Epic and our documentation, there's a lot of accountability now that goes back to the person doing the data entry, our field clinicians, intake, all of our departments. So circling back and giving the people the tools to be successful and their accountability continuing to grow. We were actually 6% above the system here. System ranked in at 56%, and we were at 62. At the fourth category, I am paid fairly for my contributions to the organization. 64% of you agreeing to that. We were actually 16% as a system. Many of our employees at UH felt that only 48% of the time that they were paid fairly. Again, this is more HR and compensation driven, but again, to give yourself a voice at the table. Thank you for sharing that. And finally, I believe feedback from this survey will be used to make improvements. And there is a commitment from our department heads here, our directors, our managers, assistant managers, and such. That ranked it at 66%. And only 54% of the organization system-wide believe that to be true. We were 12% above the norm. So a lot of good feedback, and I think now that the newness of Epic is starting to wear off, it'll give us a great starting point for December and January as we move forward in addressing some of these issues here. You have our commitment from our staff and our department heads, so looking forward to that. All right. Christina, if you go ahead and advance, again, team, these slides that Christina are advancing to are specific. You could take some time to peruse these, but I gave you a very high level overview. But for time, I want to make sure that we get through our agenda this morning. All right, we'll move into our metrics, and I'm going to turn things over to Miss Ariel. Ariel, take it away.
Well, thank you, Ken. Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all the winners this morning. That's so exciting to see that, as well as us reviewing the engagement survey. So we have great data now to see in real time of how we're performing. If you look to your right, you see 89% are initiating a visit timeliness, which is awesome. Also, if you remember, maybe even a year ago, we were pretty much hovering around 16 to 17% for our looper rates. So now overall, we're 12%, which is great. And there's also other metrics that we can see: order turnaround, also how many days in home care a patient has been, and also how timely are as far as scheduling those visits. So it's great to see this data and be able to share this with the team. Next slide, please. So this is a comparison of our referrals in Epic last year. Our referrals in home care home base prior to going to Epic. And overall, for the past year, at least since I started in 2022, we've always been hovering around that 65, 68% conversion rate. And the conversion rate has to do with how many actual referrals turn into patients who receive our services. Also, we've been pretty steady with our refusal rate, about 23%. Patients decided they don't want our services, either after we already perhaps schedule it, or they didn't know that their doctor had wanted them to have home care services. So, and that's interesting that it continues to stay the same with Epic. What's a highlight in October that our conversion rate has increased. We're getting almost 20% more referrals than we were getting previously. I believe that's due to how the functionality of Epic and putting in the referrals, but also how we can process it a little bit quicker, because our intake team, led by Sylvia and Aziza, the team doesn't have to do those demographics. So that's great to see that number grow. Next slide. As far as capacity for the field team, we have this insight now to see on a daily basis, 5 days in advance, 7 days in advance, where we are with our visits, and even our breakdown per discipline. We also can see there's a graphical representation of where our visits are perhaps tomorrow, but also if we need to add visits or remove visits in the future, which we didn't have before. So using more of this data can help balance obviously the schedules, but also add on visits when we know that we have a percentage of patients who are at home or decline that visit. So it's great to use this data to be more proficient in our operation. Next slide. And one thing that we're doing on a weekly basis with Epic as we do our touch bases are looking at our top errors. These are part of the process that you are doing out in the field, getting that consent, verbal orders, PCR. And please let your teams know if you're having issues with getting that consent signed, or you can't find it, or you're not sure how you're supposed to upload it. And also with the verbal orders, if you think that you thought you signed the orders, but you didn't, reaching out to your markets. We are going to put some processes in place. We have learned after the start of Epic that there's a number of work queues that we have to obviously monitor, and some have some dollar value to them that will impact our revenue. So we'll be paying a closer attention to that, and obviously putting those processes in place and communicating that to the teams, but also helps get your insight to what barriers you may be seeing and how we can better support you while you're in the field taking care of our patients. Next slide. And lastly, we had worked with UH Ventures, and they have an organization that can assess your kind of assess your competition as far as how we are doing in the market in the greater Cleveland area amongst other home care agencies who provide the same services. As you see, UH is number one, so we have the largest share within our area, and that our patients obviously, or even patients outside of the UH, wants to have our services. So this is great to see. Also this year, we've been working, Ken and I, on doing more of a collaboration with Cleveland Clinic. You see they're number two, meeting with their CNO, learning about their challenges is very the same as ours, but also sharing those best practices and how we can be more efficient in our scheduling and also just operationally. And also Metro is not on the top 10, but also working with their CNO as well. So more to come with that, and we'll share that information as we get it. Thank you everyone for your time today, and happy Friday.
Hey, thanks, Ariel. A great recap on the metrics, and really impressed that we're able to move the needle in such a short amount of time. So it makes me wonder when we really understand what Epic's all about, how we're going to really able to maximize the efficiencies for the agency. So good job. All right, team. Well, as we get close to wrapping things up, our committee had worked to organize some gift basket raffles, and Christina ended up putting some pictures of all the baskets on here. So we've got a night in Italy basket, afternoon pick-me-up basket, home care survival basket, and I hope that comes with a few bottles of wine, relaxation basket, lucky lottery ticket basket. We've got a deluxe movie night basket, wine and dine basket, money tree, and then around the town food frenzy. There are a bunch of gift cards for different dining options. So what we're going to do this morning, and Jeff, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Jeff sent me a spinner wheel I'm going to put on the board in just a second. Now, team, what we've done, and Christina, can I share the screen for a second? Thanks. Can everybody see my screen?
It's dark.
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
there we go. Now
Yes.
it's done.
Okay, great. So team, what we've done is there's 439 team members throughout the home care agency. So Christina's assigned everybody a number, and we've got an active list. We're going to go ahead and do just random spins, and whatever number it lands on, we'll correlate with the name and we'll call that out. And then those baskets will be available here at the main office. The baskets were donated by each of our markets. I know we had a lot of people that contributed to them. So thank you all for putting those together, really to make a nice ending for Home Care Month. So I'm going to go ahead and spin. So again, can we recap the first gift we're going to give away, Jeff?
I believe the first one is a night in Italy basket.
Okay.
And, just want to state how impressed I am with all of our departments. Each of our departments clinically has put together this basket strictly voluntary. So we're really excited to have these presented out and have our staff win them. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, for that night in Italy basket, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And the first winner is number 118.
$118 is Kelly Huffnagel.
Hey, Kelly, congrats. Nice. Once a person has one, we do take them out of the mix. So, okay, great. Jeff, what's the next basket up for raffle?
Yeah, the next one is the home care survival basket.
Okay, great. All right, number 68 for the home care survival basket.
Number 68 is Sharon Ann Smith.
Very nice. Congrats, Sharon. All right,
The next one, the afternoon pick-me-up basket.
very good. Okay, winner number 402. 402.
402 goes to Jackie L. Adams.
Oh, congrats, Jackie.
All right, next basket is the relaxation basket.
Okay. For the relaxation basket, we've got winner 326. That is 326.
326 goes to Michelle Wagner
Oh,
from East Market.
congrats, Michelle.
All right, the next basket is the lucky lottery ticket basket.
This is a good one. I know that I believe there's $175 worth of lottery tickets in there. Nicole, if you're online, you could confirm that. I thought that's what I recall you saying. All right, let's spin.
And yes, that's correct, Ken. Someone's going to win big.
Yes. And that person is number 205. 205.
205 is Sarah Nev.
Sarah, congrats.
All right,
Nice.
next one is the wine and dine basket.
Okay. Get some high numbers this morning. 427, wine and dine basket.
427 goes to Latasha Walker.
Oh, great. From our intake department. Nice job.
All right, the next basket is the around the town food frenzy.
Okay. Okay, the food frenzy goes to winner 184. 184.
184 is Michael D'Antonio
One
from
of our-
Central.
Yeah, congrats, Mike.
Oh, John Michael,
Oh,
sorry.
John. Congrats. All
All
righty.
right, the next basket is the tree that just keeps on giving, the money tree basket.
Perfect time of year for that. Great. Number 93 for the money tree.
93 goes to Mary Gregory.
Congrats, Mary.
All right, and our final basket is the deluxe movie night basket.
Okay, our final spin. Final winner goes to 125. 125.
125 is Patrice Walker.
Oh, hey, Patrice, congrats. That's awesome. All right.
And that is all the baskets.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, team. Well, as we start December, I know it's going to be a busy month. I hope that as we approach the holiday season, that you take some time with your friends and family, rejuvenate a little bit. It's been a busy few months with Epic, but really looking forward to 2024 and the efficiencies that the system's going to bring. And again, just really denoting you as one of our home care employees, really making a difference in everything we do. I couldn't be more prouder of this team. It's a great group, and can't thank you enough for all the work that you do. So coming off of Home Care Month, looking into the holidays and really looking into 2024, a lot of good things to come. So thank you all for your efforts, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.